to the Gridiron Grind with Andrew and Lance. This episode, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. There's a really big game going on this weekend, and we kind of teased it in the last episode, but we're actually gonna make our game picks. Before we do that, I have to kind of talk about this news I just got on my phone. A coworker of mine said they went to the hospital and they were diagnosed with the peekaboo virus. They sent them straight to the ICU.
All right, that one was pretty good.
I thought you might like that one.
That one on the scale of awful to bearable. It's bearable.
It's bearable. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Oh man, Andrew.
I have a problem, but hey, at least I can admit I have a problem.
No, it's all good, man. Some people love that stuff. So,
That's me.
oh man. Well, should we get to the Super Bowl?
Let's get to it. Let's get to Patriots and Seahawks. So, like I said, we've been teasing this for a while, and I'll just go team by team, starting with the Seahawks. I think I mentioned it in our last episode, but they are basically the most complete team, probably in the whole NFL this year. Definitely more complete team in the Super Bowl. Special teams with Rashid Shaheed is awesome. Their defense is probably top three, top two. You can argue between them and the Broncos, who's one, or
Mhm.
and the Texans. All three of them are we're fighting for the top defense all year. And then their offense is so balanced. I mean, they got one really good pass catcher who won Offensive Player of the Year. Congratulations, JSN. And their run game's really good too, and their O line is top five ish, top six ish. It's really good. And then Sam Darnold, he's had games where he's looked phenomenal. He's had also games where he didn't have to do much, and games where he doesn't look great. But with their complete team, they still find ways to win. Um, so they and also their coaching staff makes the right decisions. I mean, I just come back to that 49ers game in the regular season, not the playoffs, but fighting for the one seed like Sam Darnold was last year, and was almost rewriting the script where it was fourth and goal, and he froze and made a bad pass out of the back of the end zone, and they turn it over on downs. But what does the coaching staff do? The rest of the game, they take the ball, not necessarily take the ball out of his hands, but they focus more on the run game. The
Mhm.
Vikings didn't do that. They said, no, do it again, do it again, do it again. And he kept not completing any pass in the red zone, which I think that might be maybe like his biggest weakness is red zone passing. But the thing with the Seahawks is they're great at running the ball, so that's all they're going to do in the red zone is just run it. Even though there was a quote on the "Are you going to run or pass it" on the 1 yard line, and the coach said, "Do we have beast mode?" I thought that was kind of funny. Um, but yeah, they are just a complete team. And on the other side of the ball, I think that the Patriots, I think they're probably better coached. I think Mike Vrabel, as of right now, is a better coach than McDonald, just because McDonald's is young at this. He's new at this. He'll get to the Vrabel status at one point, I'm sure. But Vrabel's been there, done that. He's played in Super Bowls before. So he is just a great, great head coach, great hire by the Patriots. And I really like Josh McDaniels as their OC. That's kind of a low key hire. Josh McDaniels as a head coach, awful, awful. But as an OC, pretty good. And he won Assistant Coach of the Year. Think that was fine. There was a lot of good candidates. I would have been fine with any of them winning, honestly, because just there was a really good talent pool this year as far as assistant coaches go. Um, but he has done a great job with Drake May developing him, and their coaching staff has been really good. Um, but the rest of their team doesn't really match up to the Seahawks. Defensive wise, they have a good defense, the Patriots do, but it's just not quite as good as the Seahawks. Offensively, they have a really good run game, but it's just not quite as good as the Seahawks. And then receivers, they don't have a JSN on their team. They have some fine receivers, Kayshon Boutte, Stephon Diggs. These guys are fine, but they're not a JSN. They're not Rashid Shaheed, or even I'd even maybe put Cooper Kupp in that mix that he could be better than most of the receivers. Maybe outside of Diggs. I think I'd probably pick Diggs over Cooper Kupp right now. But outside of that, Cup might be better than the rest of the receivers the Patriots have. I don't know. It'd be close. It'd be a discussion. And then offensive line wise, the Patriots offensive line is kind of slightly above average. It's
Oh,
not
I would say
great.
that. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
definitely say they're above average.
yeah. I don't. But I'm just saying I don't think I'd put them in the top 10 because as much sacks as Drake May takes, I
Hmm.
mean that it's an issue. It's probably like around 12 to 14 range as far as if we would rank them all.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd push back on that a little bit. Do you think that's because of the line, or do you think that's because of Drake May's play? I feel like Drake May is kind of a Matt Stafford-ish in the sense that he's more patient in waiting to throw than he is to, you know, push it in there.
But he also takes off to run a lot. And a lot of times QB sacks could be credited to the quarterback, yes, or the O line. I'm just, I mean, Will Campbell, their first round draft pick, he's been fine, but he's given up some pressure. He's given up some sacks. Yes, he's a rookie. He'll get better. But I don't know. I just think their O line overall has been above average, but I don't know if I'd put him in the top 10. Definitely not as good as Seahawks O line. Seahawks O line has been awesome because that's what Sam Darnold needs. I mean, Sam Darnold last year did not have a good O line, and he got sacked a ton of times in that Rams game. This year, Sam Darnold was pressured a little bit in the Rams game, but he had time most of the time, and he picked him apart. The only thing that I would say that the Patriots have better is quarterback play. I would pick right now Drake May over Sam Darnold, not by a wide margin. It's pretty close because Sam Darnold's played well, but I would still pick Drake May over Sam Darnold right now. Drake May has great use of his legs. He's got him and Sam Darnold have both amazing arms. Um, but I just think Drake May makes better decisions normally because you can tell with the turnover rate. I mean, Sam Darnold leads the league in turnovers. Drake May isn't that high. His interceptions are like what, eight, I believe. I think Sam Darnold's is 14. Fumbles, they're probably close because, like I said, Drake May takes a ton of sacks and he fumbles the ball a lot. Um, but I would pick Drake May over Sam Darnold. That's really the only area of the actual football team where I would pick the Patriot side over the Seahawks side. So I literally went back and forth on this. I think this is going to be a really good game. I think it's honestly going to be more of a defensive game. I think it's going to be on the lower scoring because both these teams want to run the ball and play good defense. Neither offense is like, we want to put up points. No, they're thinking, we want to control the clock. We want to let our defense cook. So I think this is going to be kind of lower scoring. And the over for the game is Seahawks 4.5. I don't think the Seahawks are going to win by 4.5 points or 5 points in this matter, but I think I am going to pick the overall better team in the Seahawks. Would I be surprised if Drake May pulls it out? No, absolutely not. But I'm going to pick the Seahawks to win the game because of their elite defense, their elite special teams is also a really key factor in this game. And I just think they're going to pull it out like a 2017, maybe like a 23 to 20, like not a low score game, but a lower score game than what you might expect in a Super Bowl. I think it's going to be defensive, running the ball, quarterbacks making the play when they need to, but not really controlling the game. So I'm going Seahawks. I'm going like a 23-20 kind of score.
So I'm looking this up, Andrew. By the way, I'm surprised you came out so quick to say who you're picking. That was a little fast. Like, whew, out the gun.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. Holding nothing
By the way,
back.
what's going on here? Like, the meeting didn't like do something like some emoji for that action, but it does everything else. So,
Right.
um, but you said the Seahawks have one of the best offensive lines, and I'm just sharing this. This is according to PFSN, so it's the Pro Football Network. It's just one site, but they have the Seahawks as the 17th best offensive line and the Patriots as the 12th.
Well, hey, I was right on the line with this Patriots half on the 12th.
I think
I
that the
said 12 to
Patriots was
14.
fair. I feel like that maybe I don't know if the I'm struggling with the Seahawks. I'm not saying the Seahawks are bad. I don't know if they're a top 10 offensive line. I'd have to
I
think
would put
about
them
that one.
there. I would put them there because the run game
Rushing
being
wise,
so
I'd say
good,
they are. The rushing
and
part,
and
I'd
I
say
don't
they've
think
been
Sam
good.
Darnold has taken a ton of sacks this year. I think he's taken some, but I don't think it's been like top five quarterback sacks. I'm not sure. I haven't checked that out. I haven't looked at that stat. But I I from what I've seen when I see them play, which I haven't seen them play a lot, obviously, but their offensive line has looked phenomenal in my eyes, in my rookie football eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably pull up a different ranking and get a different. I, I don't know.
Hmm.
I struggle because like I look at this list, right, and I saw where they put the Eagles, and the Eagles was pretty close where I'd put them. They were at 14th.
Hmm.
Vikings were at 29th, which honestly might be fair with all the issues that you talked about from this year.
They had the most combinations of offensive linemen starting in the whole league. So
I'll
yeah.
uh I'll send this list because I'm not trying to like hoard the information. But I know it's just one part, but I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking that I don't know if the I'm not saying the Seahawks are bad. I really just want to make that clear to everyone. I'm not saying they're bad. I just don't know if they're that good. Like I'd have to think about that one. I think they improved.
Hmm.
I think also the other part too is when a team plays horrible the year before, because I think the Seahawks were like 32nd, 31st best offensive line a year ago. I think according to many statistics.
Yeah, they
Um,
weren't very good last year. Yeah.
and so I think that it's easier to like overemphasize the goodness for for those teams because it's like it's obvious, right? A jump from 32 to 17 is like obvious. Like it would be like, whoa, that's insane. Just like I'd
Hmm.
say in my eyes, the Eagles being at 14 from arguably two or three last year, maybe even one, would be the same thing in reverse. I mean, the drop off they had was huge, and we'll actually cover that probably in our next podcast episode. Um,
Hmm.
but so anyway, I just wanted to provide that context, not because I'm not saying that they're not a good offensive line. I
Hmm.
really have to think about where should they honestly be? Where do they deserve to stack up? And
Yeah.
uh, I probably would have said maybe 13th. That's what I would have said if you were asking me like to give an honest
Hmm.
take of where do you think they line or where they're at. Um,
Yeah. I'd put them like 6 or 7 in my eyes, honestly.
It's tough because I give them credit on the running game part. I just don't know how good they've been. Um, I just don't know if they've been that good on the passing side. Um, but that's
Hmm.
again that's my take. That's how I'm seeing it. So, um, but the Patriots I think is definitely fair as far as around 12th. I definitely think that that's fair. Um, but back to this game. Um, I honestly don't know where I'm at on McDonald as if is he really what's the difference between him and Vrabel? I'm really struggling with deciding that in my mind. Is there a
Hmm.
huge gap between them? I do think what you're saying about Vrabel having Super Bowl experience is a good call out because the fact that when it comes to crunch time, significant scenarios, I think he'll be able to call on and remember those tough moments from when he was a player in order to secure Super
Hmm.
Bowl rings. Rings. It's insane, man, that he's already had so many Super Bowls before even coaching. Just
Hmm.
such a successful career. Um, one part I think it will be interesting is Mike Vrabel as a player was super good at being used in sneaky ways to help score for the Patriots. And
Yeah.
I think that's something people can overlook in terms of an advantage in this game. I think that outside the box thinking could be very helpful to Mike Vrabel in certain scenarios to
Hmm.
get first downs, to get a touchdown. So I will be interested to see what he does on that part. Um, and then uh, for the wide receiver core, I mean, I do think it's important to call out Stephon Diggs has over 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah. Yeah. He had a good year.
So I think he's a good receiver. I'm trying to think of where you put him,
Hmm.
right? But that's right around AJ Brown's and Devontae Smith's numbers.
Hmm.
And I mean, 85 receptions. The 4 touchdowns is a little light, but this is the part I'd say that people are, I would even say Dallin struggles with this when I talk to him. Kendrick and Mack, they both have over 500 yards receiving. When you get to your third and fourth option, that's not very common. So I would
Hmm.
argue that the Patriots receiving core might be better than the Seahawks receiving core. If I'm saying like if you took the totality, right, the totality of the receiving core, I think they have the potential to be able to make more plays than the Seahawks.
You could
Because
also argue that that's the quarterback style in the offensive system is to spread the ball out to who's open for the Patriots and the Seahawks. Hey, JSN, get him the ball. That's their offensive game plan because he's that awesome.
I mean, it's true, but the part that's tough is that JSN better be Terrell Owens in order for them to have a good game, type of thing. He better not get shut down because if he gets shut
Hmm.
down, then I,
That's gonna be a fun matchup. JSN versus Gonzalez. That's gonna be fun.
I mean, but like for the Seahawks, the next best receiver, and this is kind of funny because of how much we've complained about how much he's gotten paid and how much he's actually really played
Yep.
well, is Cooper Kupp. You know,
Hmm.
like all I'm saying is that Cooper Kupp getting 593 yards feels a lot more disappointing than you're looking at Hunter Henry getting 768, Kendrick getting
Hmm.
551, Mac Hollins getting 550, which, by the way, Mac Hollins suffered an injury and so was out for part of the season. Like, Mac Hollins could have easily been a 750-yard receiver if he had played every
He
game.
could have, but then you're taken away from the other receivers that you just mentioned.
I mean, it's true. I guess my point is that if we're looking at I'm not like a Mac Hollins lover. I'm just saying that we get to when you get to the number three, number four spots, like
Hmm.
like putting it this way, Andrew, like thinking about the Super Bowl with the Giants and the Patriots. I think that those years that the Giants number threes, number fours were able to come up in big moments to get the first
Hmm.
downs, touchdowns type scenarios. So I'll be interested to see if that can happen with the Patriots receiving core. I just think people sleep on the Patriots a little bit when it comes to receiving
Sure.
core. I'm not
Yeah.
saying they're
Yeah.
great, but I am saying this is not what Donovan McNabb had to work with. Like this is nowhere close. McNabb would have loved to work with someone like Mac Hollins. McNabb would have loved to have someone like Hunter Henry. Like that was not available. He finally got Terrell Owens, but that was it. Like that was his receiving core and Brian Westbrook to some degree. Um, anyway, and in Douglas at number five, he has 447 yards. Like
Bob
they
Douglas. Yep.
they spread the ball out really, really well. I mean, when you get to the Seahawks, the number four receiver or fifth receiver for the Seahawks is ironically Shaheed, which is a little skewed. I mean, tiny skewed because the fact he was a midseason trade, but still 188 yards is not crazy.
Hmm.
Um, and
But then you
Kenneth
look at
Walker.
JSN, who has almost 2,000.
I mean, but you have Christian Gonzalez on the other side of the field, so like I think that
That's
kind
gonna
of
be a fun matchup. That's gonna be fun.
that negates how good JSN is. I'm not saying that JSN's not good,
I don't
but
know if a top corner is going to negate him, so to speak, because he's played the number one corner in every game, and there's been games where he's been shut down for sure, but there's been games where he's still dominated, even with him
I
getting
mean,
all the
did
attention.
he face any dominant cornerbacks in the playoffs? Truly.
Um, well, against the Rams, they have good corners. They don't.
I mean,
I don't know if they have a Christian Gonzalez good, but they have good corners.
I think Christian Gonzalez is better.
Oh yeah, he is. I'm saying he is better than the Rams corners, but I'm just saying the Rams corners aren't scrubs.
I'm not saying that, okay, let me say this. I'm not saying that the JSN will be a no-show this game. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that to me, it's a lot easier to be successful with a group of talent
For
and a
sure.
group of
Yeah.
players than
Hmm.
going into, I mean, honestly, for the Seahawks, I feel like it's been JSN, and then if JSN's not working, AJ Barner. Like that's kind
Hmm.
of been the offense getting down the field for passing. Now you're saying that maybe they'll be able to lean in the running game, and then the offensive line's played really good, and that should be able to happen. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying if they think that JSN's the key to winning the game, that's fine. But what's your backup plan? Because that there, you better have a strong backup plan because it is totally possible that JSN gets shut down, and
Hmm.
we'll see what happens. I Vrabel's a good coach.
Yes.
He's a good defense. He's a defensive minded coach, and I just feel like I'll be surprised if JSN has 200 yards receiving. That just
Oh,
doesn't seem likely.
yeah, it's definitely not doing that. And like I said, I see this game as low scoring. I
Yeah.
don't think either offense is really going to do super well. I just think that the Seahawks defense is better than the Patriots defense. And their special teams is better than the Patriots special teams, which Patriots special teams isn't bad, but Rashid Shaheed's awesome. So that's where I'm leaning. I mean,
Yeah,
I just compared the receiving core because JSN's the best receiver on the field, so
it's true.
I
Yeah.
lean their receiving core over the Patriots, but it's not like a big jump. But my main point to the game was I think that the defense and special teams of the Seahawks is going to be the reason why they win.
Yeah. Well, I think the Rashid Shaheed factor for special teams is huge. Um,
Hmm.
and does he return their punts for them?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would
I
imagine so,
honestly
but I don't know that
don't
for a fact.
remember.
And while you're looking that up, I looked up quarterback sack totals, and this might kind of shock you a little bit. Drake May is number 4 with 47 sacks taken. Sam Darnold's all the way at 18 with 27 sacks taken. So
Interesting.
20 sacks difference. And that has to do with their play style, of course, because Drake May likes to get out of the pocket, buy some time, sure, but he's also just getting sacks. So many. I think Miles Garrett had 5 sacks against him that game. It was something
Yeah,
insane.
he did. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's a big jump. 20 sacks difference between Drake May and Sam Darnold. And Drake May only outpassed him yardage wise by like a little over 300 yards.
Yeah. By the way, on the Seahawks punt return, it's split between Horton and Shaheed.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they had Horton. And they might say it's split because Horton was their returner before they
That's
got
true.
Shaheed.
Well, I guess I just throw that out there because the fact that, they both can do it. And I think that those
Right.
are honestly, if Shaheed went down with a freak injury, I would say that the Seahawks punt return game is over because the fact that Shaheed's not available.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
got some flexibility built in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Horton was
The other
good.
part on the we should mention is Jason Myers. I think he could be a really big
He's
factor in this game.
he's been nails this year. He's been great.
Because I mean, and honestly, I can't remember how much. Oh man, I can never pronounce this guy's last name for the Patriots. I feel bad. Um,
Oh, their kicker.
yeah,
Oh, I
Baregeles. I just probably butchered it. I am
yeah.
so sorry. I won't say it ever again because my
Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine.
yeah. But he actually has a slightly higher field goals made versus field goals attempted percentage.
Mm.
Myers is 41-48, and he's 27 to 32. But
Hmm.
so that'll be interesting to watch for this game. And it's Andre. That's his first name. So I will just call him Andre. There you go. Perfect.
Andre.
Andre B. That'll be his name.
Andre B.
I'll be one of those lame announcers that's like, wow, not gonna even try it. Um, so,
Because we're smart.
well, Andrew, I think that I have monologued long enough in trying to avoid my pick, but uh, I got to go with the Seahawks. I think about all the different factors that we've brought up. I do think the Seahawks have a slightly better rushing game. And I don't think that's anything against the Patriots and Ramondre or Travion. I think they've done a
Yeah, Ken
great
Walker the
job.
third is better than both those guys individually, and probably I don't know about if I'd say combined between the both of them. That'd be close, but individually, he's better than each one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the part that's like tough is that my confidence that Kenneth Walker is going to have a stellar game is higher than either of those players.
Hmm. He
Like
is
I
going against an elite run defense in the Patriots. I
it's
don't want to
true.
discredit
It's
them,
true.
but the Seahawks have a good run defense too. So we're gonna see who can get some more rushing yards.
By the way, it's crazy that Milton Williams is playing in back-to-back Super Bowls.
I know, right?
That's kind of
Yep.
like an underrated factor here, but
Hmm.
I think he could have a monster day. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the reason I'm going with the Seahawks is really because special teams and defense. So I agree with you in that vein. I just think I'm interested to see what this Seahawks defense is going to do because I think that I I could see Drake May having a big passing day. Because I think it's really hard to shut down a team with a really good number one receiver and solid two, three, four, and five options for receiver. Whereas it's to me, I think it's easier to game plan for an offense that has one incredible, like over the top elite receiver
Hmm.
and let's say two C plus B minus options, and everyone else is like, you know, probably C
Hmm.
minus territory. So I'll be interested to see how that pans out. So, but I will pick the Seahawks, but let me say, I think 24-21. That's what I'm feeling
Okay.
like. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty much in lockstep there. Now, my next question for you is who do you think, if the Seahawks win, who do you think is going to be the Super Bowl MVP? Because I don't think it's going to be Sam Darnold. Because if we're both predicting a low score, I think his stats are going to be like, I don't know, 200 yards passing, one touchdown, one pick. That's not Super Bowl MVP to me. So just curious, who you might lean towards. Is it Ken Walker? Is it defensive player? Is
Oh,
it it might be
man.
Rashid Shaheed? Maybe he gets a kick return touchdown or something.
Yeah, that's so tough, man. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think who's a
Yeah,
reasonable
it's
candidate.
I mean, quarterbacks are weighed so much heavier than the rest of the team. Like I totally get that, but I think with this being as we are kind of anticipating a defensive more struggle, then I don't think Sam Darnold's going to have good stats and numbers and a good game enough to like credit him for an MVP, like him to be worthy of it. I would say it might be more like a receiver. Maybe it's not JSN. Maybe it's Cooper Kupp. Maybe he has like a two touchdown game, three catches, but two touchdowns. And maybe he is a Super Bowl MVP. It's going to be something little like obscure, little off script. I think it's going to be something like that. Maybe it's AJ Bonner. I don't know. But if I had to pick, I'm probably either leaning Shaheed because he plays special teams and offense. Like maybe he has a
Mm,
kick return touchdown
chances
and like
to,
a bomb touchdown catch, like a 50-yard deep pass, or a defensive player that like sacks Drake May three times and gets a scoop and score or somewhere along those lines. That's where I'm leaning. A defensive player or Shaheed. Because I don't think Ken Walker is going to go off in this game because the Patriots have an elite defense. I think he's going to struggle. He might score a touchdown in the red zone, but I think Ken Walker's like his average per carry is going to be in the threes probably because Patriots have a great run defense. So I don't think I'm going to go there, but I'm going to go like either an off script receiver like a Rashid Shaheed or a defensive player who gets like a defensive touchdown. That's where I'm going to go.
yeah. I think that I'll probably go. I think it's honestly, I'd say 40% chance it's JSN just because of how talented JSN is. I'd say give me 30 on Kenneth Walker
Okay.
and then 10% on Shaheed and then 20% the field. That's what I would say.
That's fair. Now, let's do it if the Patriots win. Who do you think the MVP would be if the
Oh,
Patriots
I
win?
think it'll be May. I
Easy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'll
because
take
he
that
does so
back.
much for that team.
If Christian Gonzalez is able to have a lights out shut down JSN game and gets a pick or two, that could be enough to get him
Okay.
MVP.
If he gets turnovers, yes, but if he just shuts down JSN and
Yes,
there's no stats back to back
definitely.
him, then
Yeah.
that won't happen. But it's hard to not give Drake May MVP if the Patriots win, especially
Mhm.
since he was one vote short of regular season MVP. I
Mhm.
think that story's already written. If the Patriots win, even if he throws for 100 yards, I think he's still going to win MVP.
Also a dark horse candidate here. Actually,
Hmm.
two dark horse candidates. One, I think Stephon Diggs deserves a dark horse candidacy for this discussion, and the other
Hmm.
one is Milton Williams. He was in the Super Bowl
Hmm.
MVP discussion last year, but there were just so many plays made by Jalen Hurts that it eventually went to
Hmm.
Hurts. But Milton Williams could have a game where he could have three sacks, fumble recovery, touchdown, like totally possible.
Yeah, Sam Darnold is not a quarterback that escapes the pocket. So if you get
No,
pressure up the middle, game over. Now, he does have some legs. I'm not saying he's unathletic, but he is not a guy that tries to run. He's the guy
no,
that wants to pass, and then he does not see the pocket collapsing super well,
yeah.
especially up the middle. If you can get pressure up the middle, Sam Darnold is basically that play is done.
Yeah, I think that that's a fair assessment. So, but we'll see what happens, man. I'd say Sam Darnold is rebuilding his image.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's in the Super Bowl. I
Yeah,
mean, everyone's saying the Jets and the Vikings are feeling bad right now, and I kind of don't. I'm happy for him. I'm excited for him because I've said this numerous times. If he re-signed with the Vikings, we're not a Super Bowl team. We're a playoff team. Sure, it's awesome. We probably swap two of our losses for wins. We're 11 win team. We're in the wild card. We're probably the 7 seed, but then we got to go to Chicago or go to Seattle, and we're not winning those games. But happy for him. If he wins, he wins. That's awesome. But this revisionist history of, oh, if only we kept Sam Darnold. Well, if we kept him, we'd be a playoff team, just like last year. Wild card, maybe a playoff win, maybe not.
yeah. Yep, I think that's totally fair. Well, I think that's it for me on Super Bowl notes. Um,
I agree, and I don't know if it's just me because I haven't paid as much attention to like Radio Row this year or the hype around it, but does it seem like this Super Bowl isn't super hyped like a lot of Super Bowls are? Is that just me?
no, I think that's fair. I know for me, I mean, I messaged everyone this that I felt like the Super Bowl is not nearly as fun if your team's not there. Um, like I have
100% true, but my
I
team's
have
never been
definitely
there,
felt
so
your team has been there, but maybe not in your
a
lifetime.
long time ago.
But yeah, I mean, I think there's a little bit of sense of disappointment. We didn't get the MVP battle, which to me, I mean,
That would
I'll
have
be
been a great
honest,
story.
I'm really disappointed we didn't get that. So it's a
I blame
bummer.
the coach. I blame McVay for that, going for it on 4th and 4. But that's a
I,
different story.
there's so much that went into that. So I'm not taking the bait on that
Hmm.
one, Andrew. You almost got me, but I'm not taking the bait. I am not taking the bait. Um, but yeah, I think that's probably a little bit true. Here's the part that's weird is the NFL is not really hyping Super Bowl 60.
Mm.
It totally hyped Super Bowl 50 when the
Yes.
Panthers and the Broncos played. I mean, that was like a big deal. And I know that that's maybe a little bit of a different mindset because it's halfway to 100, but I have not felt the hype in that sense as much. I mean, I
Hmm.
think there's probably some disappointment. I mean, let's put it this way. How excited is the average NFL fan that the Patriots are successful again? Truly, like really like thinking about this objectively, how excited would they be that the Patriots are successful again? I'm
Hmm.
guessing probably not. I think many people felt like that the Patriots deserved to not be there, like as far as like because of how successful they were with Brady. Now they're already back. Like I think the resentment, like you give Drake May a couple seasons being in the Super Bowl, the resentment will probably be even higher than it was at the peak with Brady because the fact people are just fed up with one team being so successful. That's my
Hmm.
guess. I'm not trying to say that in a like unfair way, but I just think it's the reality. You take a team that's super successful and look at like the Boston Celtics going to the NBA Finals. I say the average fan is not super excited about the Celtics being highly successful in the NBA. And I think you could transfer that same mentality to the NFL.
You just don't like Boston. That's all it is.
Didn't even, I honestly did not even think about that. Golden State Warriors there,
There you go.
finals. Same thing. It wouldn't change anything for
Hmm.
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and I just think there's like no like superstar power. Like there's no Mahomes, there's no Allen, there's no Jackson, there's none of these big names that the like you said the average fan knows. I mean, like Sam Darnold, huh? And then Drake May, okay, I kind of heard of him because the MVP race, but there's no like big name star power. Drake May's going to be a big name star if he's not there already, but like the classics, none of those are in there. And the average
I
fan's probably like, eh.
I do think there's one qualifier. The Eagles Patriots Super Bowl when Nick Foles was in was considered to be, I know for many people I talked to, a bust, not a good game,
Mm,
probably be boring.
hmm.
Know, Patriots will just stomp them, but it ended up being an incredible Super Bowl. So I'd say the
Oh
narrative
yeah.
is still out on the Super Bowl. Like I know there's the early perception, but if this game is a grinder all the way to the finish and ends in a similar fashion to the 2014 Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl,
Hmm.
the perception will be very different.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. I think this game as a game is going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. Both teams are going to it the matchup is really, really good. I'm just saying the hype going into it's
Yeah,
like kind of meh.
I
There's
hear
not
you.
really a lot of steam on it. And I mean, I haven't been plugged in um to all this team, so maybe that's on me, but my team's almost never in the playoffs or deep in the playoffs. So usually I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be interesting. But this year I'm like, the game's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be awesome, but just the lead up to it, I mean,
Yeah,
I'll just say it this way: it's already Super Bowl Sunday in 2 days. We're recording this on Friday. I did not think that. I was like, oh wow, Super Bowl's already here. Usually I'm like, ooh, a few more days. We're almost there. Now I'm thinking, oh wow, it's already here.
yeah. Well, it'll be fun, man. I'm excited to watch it. Excited to see what happens for Drake May. I mean, I think he might be a
Hmm.
little fired up about the MVP voting. Um,
Especially because one guy voted for Herbert. That's hilarious.
I mean, Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft didn't make it into the Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
They got to fix it, man. Those classes are so tiny. You can have a 10 Hall of Fame class, like a 10-person class, and it would
Yeah.
still be
And I
just fine.
looked at the finalists for next year, the first time finalists for next year. I'm thinking, man, there are some dudes in that first time finalists for next year. How is Bill Belichick going to get in next year? He should. He should already be in, but there's Drew Brees, there's Adrian Peterson, Antonio Brown,
Drew Brees
Gronk.
was
There's a
this
lot of
year.
good guys. Oh, he was this year?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's in. Which, by the
No,
way,
yeah, that's
that's
right. Excuse me. It wasn't Drew Brees. It was Ben Roethlisberger. That was the quarterback.
okay.
But
Oh,
there was
that
there was
that's
a
going to be a
lot
tough
of
hill to climb.
yeah, there was a lot of
I
guys. Richard Sherman, Andrew Whitworth. There was a lot of guys. I was like, wow, that's gonna
I
be
don't
tough for.
understand, by the way, how Drew Brees is in the Hall of Fame already. I'm not trying to sound like a hater, but that guy did not have a first ballot Hall of Fame career. Stats wise,
I
maybe, but
kind of agree.
that's about it.
Kind of agree. He has one ring, great stats, but
I mean, it's not just
yeah.
one ring, man. Go look at the playoffs. The playoffs are not great for
Mhm.
him. I mean,
I mean, Eli Manning has two rings and he's not in.
well, yeah. I think the hard part for Eli Manning is we've talked about this. We've talked about this with quarterbacks. People consistently overvalue the regular season and undervalue the postseason. Consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Jalen Hurts considered to be so much lower than a lot of other players? Because they care more about the regular season. And it's not that the regular season doesn't matter, but if Lamar Jackson doesn't win a Super Bowl, hot take, but he's not going to be better than Joe Flacco in Baltimore Ravens history. That's my opinion. But as a fan, I will
I
be
don't think that's a hot take at all, and I
I,
think that's very, very possible because they just got rid of a really good head coach. That roster's good, but Lamar Jackson has not done it in the playoffs. We'll see if he can.
I mean, but I think the same thing with Justin Herbert.
Hmm.
If you can't do it, I mean, if Justin Herbert can't be successful in the playoffs, he's not better than Dan Fouts. I don't care what he does in the regular season. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
If you get to the playoffs and know it's a first round loss, like what a sucky feeling as a fan. I don't know.
Hmm.
I think that people consistently overvalue the regular season too much. What makes Tom Brady a good quarterback? It's not the fact that he was a great regular season quarterback, though he did have great regular season moments. It's the fact that when the lights shine the brightest,
Hmm.
Brady consistently played the best football. I mean,
Exactly.
that's
Exactly. Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah. And for Herbert, I mean, Caleb Williams has more playoff wins than you, Herbert. Just saying.
It's fair.
Just saying.
Well, I mean, Bryce Young was closer to getting his first win than Justin
Hmm.
Herbert probably has ever been. Maybe the
Yep.
Jaguars game you could argue is a close moment, but nobody expected the Panthers to win, and Bryce Young got them
Hmm.
closer to a playoff win than Herbert has. Um, I mean, I don't know, man. It's interesting. We'll see how the rest of the Jordan Love right now. I'd say Jordan Love deserves a lot more praise because come playoff time, he has played 2 years in a row, actually 3 years in a row. He's played his best football in the playoffs. That's what you want
Hmm.
because that's the only
Yeah.
way you're going to have a chance. You cannot flop or have a semi-bad postseason. And Herbert has consistently had those problems. Like I stand by it, man. The NFL MVP race should not be decided after the end of the regular season. It's the wrong time. Wait till the Super Bowl. I don't care if it ruins the moment for the NFL. It's not fair. You are not the most valuable player if you get to the playoffs and you played some of the worst football. And in 2 seasons, Herbert's done that. Like CJ
Hmm.
Stroud, maybe in the regular season, you could argue he played like an MVP in moments, but when you get to the playoffs, did he play like an MVP? No.
That pick six is still heavy in my mind.
I
That
mean, the
play is the
Steelers
reason
game
why they
was just
lost.
as
Yeah,
almost
it
almost as
was.
bad. I mean,
It
almost as bad. I
was.
shouldn't say just as bad,
Mm-hmm.
but almost as bad. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it matters. And the NFL has got to find a way to reprioritize how it's going to rank things and look at things because the postseason has to matter. I mean, Drake May deserves so much credit in year two running the table and getting to the Super Bowl. That is special. Sam
Mm-hmm.
Darnold, what he's done, that's special. Like
Mm-hmm.
kind of crazy, but I mean, just hear me out. Sam Darnold this year has more playoff wins. Well, no, he has just as many playoff wins as Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's crazy. Really crazy, but it's true.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
All right, I will stop beating the dead horse. I will no longer back up Andrew. I am done with the Lamar Jackson discussion. Thank you for letting me get that out of my let me get that out off my chest.
You're done for now, but it'll come back up, especially if the Ravens are winning and Lamar Jackson's like Super Bowl conversation, which is possible. I mean Super Bowl conversation, but MVP conversation, which is possible because he puts up a lot of numbers when he's playing well. It will come back up. You will have your area to vent again in the near future. I'm anticipating that
Well, I just
until
think
he proves it in the playoffs.
it bothers me because I think the NFL journalists are not honest. Like being fair, right? I think the reason why Matt Stafford won, history came into play.
In his age, because this is like
And it's actually
possibly his
absolutely,
last time he's going to do it.
yeah. But I just feel like there are external factors that the journalists love to include and
Hmm.
not include. Like it
Hmm.
changes all the time, man. And I just think they do add in other seasons into their evaluation. They have before, they will do it again. And I just hate when they choose to do it and choose not to do it. I think that that's unfair. It just
Hmm.
needs to be consistent. If the other seasons matter, then it should always matter. And that includes playoffs. If it doesn't matter, then let's literally stick to that script. But there are times that they don't. So I just hate that's a moving target, man. That's the thing that's the most frustrating to me.
Yeah, and the most frustrating thing to me is these voters that do something dumb, like putting one vote for Justin Herbert. That's just dumb. Give it to one of the guys. If you give a first place vote to Josh Allen, that's wrong, but it's not dumb. Why are we doing with Justin Herbert? Come on. Give that vote to one of the two guys that should have be in that conversation. If you give that vote to Drake May, he wins MVP. That's the deciding factor. If you give it to Matthew Stafford, awesome. Matthew Stafford wins by a little bit more. But don't give it to Herbert. Just be different. Don't do that. He should have his license taken
Well,
away to vote next year.
I mean, why not just vote for someone like Jackson Smith and Jigba? I mean, he absolutely deserved MVP consideration. Like you could
Hmm.
stand by that, and you could stand by that pretty well. I think Justin Herbert. I understood like what was said in the tweet about how the offensive line wasn't there,
He's
but
probably a Chargers fan.
well, I mean, here's the thing: when you hand out MVP awards, the asterisk thing just doesn't work for me. It needs to be verifiable, backable. Like in 2017 when Carson Wentz didn't win the MVP because he went out at the end of the year. I feel like that was a weak argument. He had played enough
Mm.
games that he deserved to be MVP and arguably still had better stats than I think it was that Brady or Mahomes in that season. I can't remember who ended up winning MVP that year.
I
Um,
don't think it was Mahomes. I don't even think Mahomes was in the league yet.
you're probably right. I think it was Brady that won out that year for the MVP award. But I just think it's silly, man. It's a dumb
Hmm.
game. It's the same thing with Bill Belichick. It's a silly game
Hmm.
that doesn't make a lot of sense. We were on here last week trying to make sense of the Belichick thing, but it's the same thing here. It's almost impossible to make logic about an illogical process.
Yep. Yep. It's insane.
Yeah. All right, Andrew, I'm done. Rant over.
Hey, that was good stuff. That was good stuff. I'm glad you got that off your chest. You seem like you
Thank
feel
you.
better now.
Oh, I feel so much better. So much better. It's a good thing we're not a super, super popular show, or else Ravens fans would just be eating me alive right now, I'm sure.
Possibly. I think there's probably a little steam that Ravens fans are getting a little tired of Lamar as well. It's probably not a big percentage, but there's probably a little percentage like, hey, this guy's not done in the playoffs yet. We've had great teams. What's going on?
Yeah. But I will say, I give him total credit on the Steelers game. He did everything he could. Like that was like the first postseason-esque game where I was like, wow,
Hmm.
Lamar did everything he could to put the team in position to win. Like really.
and they still didn't.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I that's it for me, Andrew. I'm done.
Okay. Well, I think that's good for this episode. So thank you guys for joining on this episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and we will see you next time.
We'll see everybody.